No, it's definitely a lot easier, just getting reps under your belt. Last year is my first year playing middle. I'd been playing outside before, and, just being able to get a year under my belt where I've kind of learned the position, I'm more comfortable with it. It's kind of easier now to get a feel for the whole defense as opposed to just kind of knowing my own position. Kind of difficult now changing coaches and kind of changing the scheme a bit, but, that's something that I was kind of able to do, and just having a more feel for the entire defense I think has really helped me.
Coach Hill said, not ideal when you have a change like that, literally in the closing hours before you get to camp. But why are all of you so confident in what Coach Antonio can bring and what his energy and his enthusiasm and how big of a blessing it will be to have him for you guys leading the charge?
Absolutely. No, he's been here. We all know him. We know he's a great guy. We know he's a great leader. He's in there in the leadership council meetings, talking, giving great points. And, you just kind of get to know him as a person, and you kind of realize the type of leader, the type of guy he is. And, that's somebody that I would want leading my defense, and I think our whole team would, just speaking on their behalf. And so I think it's just it's not the best situation having him leave right before fall camp, but having Coach James being able to replace him is a pretty good spot for us.
Even with all of that, you guys as a defensive group, where can be your biggest strength? What makes you guys optimistic that this can be a really solid defensive unit this year?
I think it's just playing together and playing fast. That's something, if you're going to make a mistake, they talk about it all the time. Just if you're going to make a mistake, make it 100%. Or if we're going to make a mistake, let's all be on the same page doing it. And so, mistakes are going to happen out on the field. If you're playing hard, you're playing fast, good things are usually going to happen. So, that's kind of something that we've tried to take pride in, and just going out there, flying around. We have the athletes to do it, and I think that's something that we could be really good at.
The run defense last year was so darn good. How do you guys keep that up this year? What are the keys for that?
That was something we really focused on last year. We hadn't been a great run defense, and that was something we were going to make sure we were better at last year. And I think it's just coming down to doing the same things we were doing last year, just the fundamentals and, just having the toughness and the intensity and going into every week, not letting people run the ball. That's the mentality going in, and, that's something we got to carry over into this year.
You mentioned that mentality. You were so good at running or stopping the run last year. Creating turnovers was an area I know Coach Hill and everybody was like, we got to get better at. What do you do really during fall camp to try to work on those things and know when the games start, just to be maybe a little bit more opportunistic on the defensive side to get those turnovers?
Well, interceptions are really just going to come. That's not too much. You can't really work on that as much but one thing we have really picked up on is making sure we're punching at the ball. That's something day one that we've chirped on, is making sure if you're around the ball, punching at it, trying to strip it out. And that's something, just instead of tagging off guys like we usually do, we're going to come in, try to get the ball out, and that's something that's going to be an emphasis all camp.
How important really are these early stages here in camp? Just one, get familiar with your teammates, but also just to build that chemistry for you guys on the defensive side.
Yeah, no, that's huge, especially with the new scheme. This is something we try to get it rolling as fast as we can, have guys get the scheme under, kind of get it under control and know what we're doing. So the faster we can do that and the faster we can get to where we're just playing off instincts, not having to think about what we're doing, the better we're going to be down the road.